All right, so at pick 252 and the final selection for the Tennessee Titans in this alternative Barnes University draft, I selected Southern Utah wide receiver Isaiah Wooden Sr. Know what you're thinking? Man, I'm paying attention, and this is the third wide receiver that you took. And really, it's been a majority offensive player draft for you. So that would be 2 straight years of offensive players, a lot of offensive players. I think when you look at the only two defensive players that I've taken over the course of the last two drafts is Cooper DeJean, safety, cornerback, and Trey Dean, another defensive back. So definitely getting into my offensive bag with this draft class, these two draft class, and it just really comes down to value. I believe when you go into the draft, you had the opportunity, whether it be the previous season and the ability to sign players off of practice squads, and then you got free agency. You had the ability to sign the players that you wanted, and I prefer seasoned veteran special teams player, the seasoned veteran defensive players. So that would have been taken care of. They say you should come into a draft ready to play a game. So when I'm looking at my board and these offensive players stick out, they continue to be, who's my top rated receiver here, top running back here, whatever it may be. When you look at it horizontally across your board, who continues and who continually starts to pop out as best players available. And I'm not gonna take my 30th ranked edge, and then that's where it gets to the part of the draft where it's a combo of best player available, then there's a combo of the sweet spot of who is special. So for that example, to continue is I'm not going to take my edge 30, my edge 36, my edge 37. If I got a wide receiver that might be my 42nd ranked wide receiver, but he literally ran the fastest 10-yard split ever. Literally. A 1.38. Isaiah Wooden Sr. ran a 1.38, the fastest. I think the next guy is my first ever hit from starting the draft, and that is Chris Johnson. So when you got those type of opportunities, you put on the tape, literally my notes by him way back in during the fall and during early spring, baller, early spring, baller. I had to write baller to remind myself to come back because not many people is watching Southern Utah draft film. So I had to put that staple by his name. Isaiah Wooden Sr., 4.3540. The ability to separate like no other player in this draft, right? Can kick return, can punt return, right? Didn't get as many opportunities as you'd like, right? But he definitely can do it. He can be a gadget player, get handoffs. He can definitely get sweeps, end rounds, be a slot player. The speed is there. The speed is significant. The speed stands out. He is a player that I 100% don't mind taking a flyer on in that range at all, compared to Titans took Jalen Harrell. Awesome value there when you talk about the analytical grade, then you talk about the player, and you talk about the body type 6'4", 250-ish. Like that's the traditional, odd front outside linebacker, right? And he has the chops to develop into something. But I think personally, he's closer to a third down pass rush specialist to special teamer than being the next Derek Barnett. But who knows? And who knows about my pick? But for my followers and people who support me, they know every year I try to find a guy that's outside of the guys that have notoriety. Like this year, easy. Jalen Wright is the fastest. Like legitimately not just a track guy, but literally a football player who just so happens to be fast. That was Jalen Wright. That's easy, right? Went to Miami in the perfect scheme. It's easy to hang your hat on that. But like guys like in the past who I've hit on, whether it be Deontay Hardy, who Assumption University ended up going to a Pro Bowl, whether it be Cavante Turpin, who had to go through so many different leagues, who I was high on that the general public wasn't high on, ended up being an MVP of one of the leagues and then made the Pro Bowl as a returner. Then you look at, I've already stated, Chris Johnson. I was very high on Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a theme of me being able to find these speed guys. And I think Isaiah Wooden has a good opportunity to be the next guy of that lineage of me being able to find those speed type of players. It's fun finding those players because you really got to dig deep. You really have to put on the tape. You really have to have the vision for how these players may move and how they operate within the league. All they need is the opportunity. All they need is a scene. All they need is the confidence. Put confidence in them to go out there and make a play. And Isaiah Wooden Sr. is the guy to do it in this draft class. So that concludes this draft class. It's been awesome. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the new followers. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Looking forward to big things in the future. I want to thank God publicly for what he does privately. And you guys stay tuned. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.